Hey everyone, we're out here at the range with the new Christensen Arms Classic 300 Remington Ultra Magnum. We have the Huskama 5-20 on top, and I think when people think about carbon fiber guns or carbon fiber barreled guns like this, or just lighter weight rifles, especially in the larger calibers like this one, 300 RUM, I think they wonder about the recoil. And that was also a question for me, because you have, again, a relatively large cartridge, right? This is only the one. These are the Federal Premiums, kind of a hunting round, 180 grain Nosler AccuBond, okay? And so it's screaming along, right? Going really, really fast. I think about 32 to 3,300 feet a second. And so really moving. Again, that's a lot of powder in that case. And so I think people wonder, what's that felt recoil going to be like? Let me see if I can describe that to you, what my experience of it is, and then I'll also put in some footage. You'll also get to see me shoot it, so you can kind of see from more of an objective angle what that recoil is looking like. From my perspective, maybe the most important thing is the ability to shoot the gun in such a way that you can take a follow-up shot if necessary, or spot your own shot, as it were. And I have found that with proper recoil management, that is absolutely possible with this rifle. It's not as easy to manage the recoil as you'd imagine as maybe with like a 6mm or something like that. But if you are properly set up in prone, if I'm properly set up in prone, if I'm sort of square to the gun and doing my work in the fundamentals, I've found that it will return to target. If I'm not, then it shifts a little bit, but that's pretty true for a lot of guns. If you're not properly managing the recoil, then your sight picture will shift, often so far off target that you can't see it. But I've been able to manage the recoil with this one such that it does stay on target more or less. I'm sure I'll be able to improve as I get to know the gun a little bit more. Something else is that it is a gun with a brake. Let's see if I can show you that. There you go. It's one of these brakes that's kind of like 360 degrees, and I really don't like these. You can see the ground signature that it leaves. This is after maybe 10 shots, maybe 12 shots. So it just blows that, that debris all over the place. I don't really like that. I don't like brakes like this that are, sort of full circle or 360 degrees around. I think they're unnecessary. I think you can have, sufficient recoil mitigation with a differently designed brake. At least that's been my experience with other brakes. So I don't like that about it, that it has this 360 degree brake, but it is what it is. It is effective. The brake seems to be effective in mitigating recoil. In terms of sort of impact on the shoulder, I think it's very comfortable. Perhaps surprisingly comfortable. It's a very light package. I think it's about 7.5, maybe to 8 pounds. Without the optic and rings, and without ammunition as well. But so it's very lightweight, and so on the shoulder, I feel like I could shoot the thing all day. I do notice that, as the gun moves back, and I'm shooting here in the prone, the butt of the pistol grip, it does hit my top knuckle because I'm working the rear bag here, and so it slides back and whacks the top of that knuckle pretty consistently. And maybe there's a way to, maybe that's just a failure on my part, but that is just the experience that I'm having with it right now. So otherwise, though, pretty comfortable to shoot. If I'm doing my job, then it'll return to its point of aim as well. So let me take off, shoot off about 3 shots, and that'll give you a chance to see what it's looking like. I'll also move the camera around between shots so that you can kind of see what recoil is looking like from different angles. So. Okay, good. Okay, let's shift the camera around a bit. This will give you a bit of a tighter angle. You'll get to see a bit how it impacts the shoulder. By the way, I don't think I did that great of a job managing the recoil on that shot. I did notice it move off target a bit. Oops. Okay. Let's shift it around to the opposite side. How about right here? I think also I want to say, I think some of the recoil management will be better if I have a little bit higher of a cheek weld, so put a stock pack on it, because you know with I think you know when you're down on the gun and when your cheek is really securely rested on the comb, I think it does that does help with the mitigation of recoil. And as it stands right now, this is not high enough for me. It's probably just a tiny bit, I don't know, maybe a quarter of an inch too low, and so I think there will be a bit of a difference, I think, in how I experience the gun once I get that cheek rest on here. Nice bit of dirt right in my mouth. So, okay, hopefully that gives you some sense of what the Christensen Classic in 300 RUM, what the experience of recoil is like. I wouldn't say it's pleasant, but I would say it's more than comfortable, as hunting rifles go, and it really deals well with that recoil, especially if you as the shooter are doing your job in managing that recoil. And that's something that I'm still learning with respect to this gun. I definitely don't have it right. I'd say, I don't know, maybe one shot out of 5. I think I'm probably doing it right, and sort of handling the gun in such a way that I'm giving that I'm able to get my sight picture right back on target. All right, hope that's helpful to some of you.